Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Soraya. So with the warmer weather, I'm thinking water, and when I think water, I think seascape. So I thought, let me do a seascape today. I'm gonna use my sponge, maybe 2 or 3, I don't know. Maybe a brush if I have to, I don't know, we'll see that too. And I've got some colors in mind. One of them in particular in the mix is kind of unusual. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's see what happens. Okay, so this is a 24-inch by 18-inch canvas, and I've got a sponge which is dry. It is used, but I washed it and I'm using it again. There's nothing on the canvas and there's nothing on here. The paints are coming straight out of the tube, and I'll show you everything, all the paints at the end. And I'm starting off with a burnt sienna, and oops, and I picked up some of the blue. Oh well, that's okay. I'm just gonna put a little of this as kind of a background to it. So I'm gonna try and finish this all at once. Now I have this because I want this to be a horizon line. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on the opposite corner. I really appreciate you watching and giving me your feedback. I'm trying to answer any questions that you might have. I'm happy to do so. Just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Some of you have tried it and have not had success with it. I just put a little bit, and that's how I do things. I just put a little bit and kind of absorbs into the sponge, and then I kind of layer on top of that. So now I'm putting in some burnt Payne's Gray. So it's going to be pretty moody. You can see that it's kind of gone away, and you kind of see this dark mixture here, which looks really cool to me. And I'm just moving the sponge around any which way, just getting coverage. And then you go to same sponge with a little bit of white. And look at that. It just looks amazing anytime you put the white next to this. Okay, I'm going to turn the sponge around and I'm going to add just the white. I'm going to go on to a new sponge. This is also dry. I haven't used this one, and I'm just putting a bit of sky blue light on there, just to add a little bit of kind of a sky color. And this is a turquoise color. That might be a bit much. I'm going to go back to the white and go over that. I'm going to go again over that and go with the Payne's Gray. The sponge does a good job of covering the canvas very quickly. I really don't like this turquoise color. I'm just going to go over it again. With some white. And that's the beauty, that you can keep going over. Now I haven't added anything again. I haven't added anything to the sponge. It's paint straight out of the tube. And I'm going to try and finish this whole painting with just a sponge. And that's just a bit of Payne's Gray. That was a bit much. This is a bit of dioxazine purple. And I like leaving some of the spots and areas open so you can see what's underneath. I'm just taking that purple all the way across. You press down hard, you get more paint. It's still rather wet. I'm going in with a bit of the sky blue light here. I like this part peeking out. And at the beginning, I know a lot of times doesn't look like much of anything, but stick with me because things change. This is basically just a base that I start off with, and then you define and change it. Hopefully make it very beautiful. I hope you love my paintings as much as I do. I went back with the white and covering this last area here. Pressing down pretty hard right now. Just to try and get it all covered. Okay, since I have a bit of this purple up here, which kind of looks cool, I want to put a little bit of it somewhere else. And I'm just trying to decide. I'm gonna have to do it on this side, I think. So I'm just maybe gonna do it along here. Just a little bit, just to get that color in here. Now this, I'm not trying to make perfect clouds. It's more about kind of standing back, and overall it kind of looks like clouds. I turn this sponge around and just adding a bit of that light sky blue light again. Kind of nestling it in. You can keep going over and over until you see something that you like. It is just paint, like I always say, it's just paint. So you might as well keep going until you love what you see, and you'll learn along the way. Nothing wrong with that. Just very light touch on the canvas right now. Okay, I think that looks good. And then kind of nestle it back in with a little bit of white. And you see that you can do lines with this sponge, not a problem. I'm going to remove this, and I got a beautiful straight line there, and I hope I don't mess it up. What I should do is cover it up from this point is what I'll do. I think it's dry enough. Yep, it's dry. Okay, so I moved the tape up. You can see there's the horizon, and I moved it up on top so that I don't mess up that nice line. Okay, I'm going back in here with just a bit of the white. Okay, since I have this down here, I'm going to go over it with the Payne's Gray. Just make it, it's kind of nice, has a bit of purple to it. It's just the same sponge that I was using before. So I'm just going to go for it. Just going to keep adding all the colors that are in the sky. And they're pretty bright right now, but they will cool down or calm down once I add a bit of the white over things, over this. So I added just a dot of water to the same sponge that I've been using, just to smooth things out a little bit. I do change my mind as I go along. I try it and it's not looking the way I want it to look. I do feel that I need something there. I just wasn't happy with what was happening, so I'm just gonna try and do something very abstract. Just let the sponge kind of go. So it's not totally realistic, but gives you the idea that there might be water flowing here. We've got all the colors in here, a little bit of that, what's it called? The burnt sienna. So if I can help it, I will avoid washing up my sponge. So like I was saying, I try and avoid washing my sponge while I'm painting, because then you can get all these deposits of the other colors you've already used on the sponge and then onto the painting, which looks really good. So I'm going to take this tape off, see how it's looking. Okay, not bad. It looks like two different paintings to me. So I either have to bring down the color to make it go together, because this looks very dark compared to what's happening there. So I like the colors that I'm working with. I'm always drawn to darker colors. I find that there are some paintings that go very, very smoothly. Everything kind of works out. And then there's some like this one that
didn't quite always work out the way I thought it was going to work out. Kept changing, kept going over it, changing my mind, and that's totally fine. You can do that too. I always say it's just paint. You can go over it and change it up. And sometimes it is the decision of the color that I'm putting on at the time. Maybe I put too much, or maybe not having a clear enough vision of how I wanted to look. I had kind of an idea, but it just wasn't working out. So I just kept working and going until I found something that I really liked, something that spoke to me. And that's what you should do. Don't give up. Keep going.
So I've been trying to do this without a brush, but I think it's time for me to take out my brush. It just takes no time at all to get it to look the way I want it to. And this is just my 1-inch brush. Ends up looking, and it's just, you know, it's not hard to do. If you're worried about using a brush, just jiggle it. Just jiggle it. And you're gonna get some really nice effects here. Doing the same thing here with just a little tiny bit of the dioxazine purple, mixing it in just to bring that color down here. Picking up some of the burnt sienna down here as well, which I had originally. I have my brush out and some white. I think I'm going to go over some of this. Give it a little bit more dimension. So I used 2 sponges and 1 brush, this one brush. And I think I've mentioned it before. I just bought this at the hardware store. It's just a 1-inch. I think you probably could get it at like the dollar store too. They have all kinds of things in there now. That's it. I think I'm done. I'm just gonna look at it and let you know what I think, if I need anything else. I'm gonna extend out this dark blue. Okay, so here are the colors I used. Artist Loft Titanium White, Pebeo Studio Payne's Gray, Pebeo Studio Burnt Sienna, Liquitex Dioxazine Purple, Artist Loft Turquoise, Amsterdam Sky Blue Light, and that's it. And 2 sponges and that 1 brush. This brush here. That's all. That's what I used. Okay, so here's the final painting. I'm glad that I kind of extended this down and out a little bit. It just draws your eyes in a little bit more, which I like. And it didn't end up being a seascape, which is fine. It's more of a frozen land with a bit of water going through a bit of a river. But I still love it. I still think it looks great. And I love the colors up there, kind of reflecting back down on here. Warms it up a little bit amongst all the blues. I've got up close images coming up, so stay tuned for those. And click on the link you see now to see more of my sponge paintings.